beautiful people. This is your host, Intuitive Realist, and I'm back to do another show. Today is November 4th. Oh my gosh, can you believe that this year is almost over? This year literally flew by. Like, seriously, I still remember what I did January 1st. But anyways, today is my favorite topic. We're going to talk about the spirit realm, and I'm going to tell you about just some little things that have happened that I feel like had something to do with the spirit realm. But I appreciate you all for joining me. Like I said, Friday literally snuck by me. I know I'm supposed to do a show every Friday, and I'm going to try and continue to do that and be persistent, but it literally snuck by me. So if there's not a show on Fridays, it will literally be on Monday, okay? So into the show. So I feel the spirit realm is experienced per individual and or culture. I also feel that you don't have to pass away to experience the spiritual realm. I believe when we go to sleep, that is a form of temporary death. And I think that our dreams is a part of the spirit realm. And on this topic, I'm going to, kind of be comparing and or just talking about, the spirit realm and the dream realm, because I feel like they're kind of like the same. I know people get scared when you say temporary death when you're sleeping, but everything's temporary, like I said. And death is nothing to be afraid of. Death can be transitioning. Death can be like the death of an ego. It can be the death of a person that you don't no longer want to become. It can be the death of a relationship. It can be the death of a job. So whenever you hear death or something, it doesn't necessarily mean that someone is going to die. I was that person at one time where I hated that word. I didn't want to hear that word. Nothing like that. So in many cases, I've heard people who has experienced the spiritual realm and has said that it looks. So Buddhists, they have the 10 realms. The 10 realms are part of Buddhist cosmology and consist of 4 higher realms and 6 lower realms derived from the Indian concept of the 6 realms of rebirth. So the 6 realms are hell, the hungry ghost, the beast, the titans, humans, and lastly, heaven, or the realm of the gods. Follows are the 4 holy states, which I can't name. And these 6 realms, they pretty much are the same thing as each other culture. So the 6 realms are hell. So hell, I guess, is going to be on the first dimension or somewhere in between that. The hungry ghosts, the hungry ghosts kind of probably are the ones that didn't cross over, that feel like they have more work that has to be done on earth. The beasts are like the funny looking. You will be surprised at what you will see in the spiritual realm. Like, seriously, we think that these horror movies are horrific. No, that's nothing compared to what you will see in the spiritual realm. And these beasts, they're going to look nothing like human, and some of them not going to look nothing like animals. Like, it's going to be like something you have never, ever seen before. Like something your mind would probably not be able to fathom. So I think the beast, that's probably what the beast, the titans are probably going to be the warriors, the humans, which is us, and lastly, heaven, and or the realm of the gods, which is, we are below the gods, or we are gods. So the 6 realms, they're pretty interesting. I haven't went into detail with them. I haven't studied them too much. But just the names alone explains a lot about that particular realm. So the Kabbalah philosophy is that they believe that there is an interrelationship between the spiritual realm and our material reality. The Zohar states that our material world parallels the spiritual realm. It's like a mirror reflecting an object of a person before it. When one sees a person moving a hand in the mirror, one realizes that standing in front of the mirror is an actual person who is moving his hand. Even when we cannot see the person himself, the image in the mirror is sufficient. The Jewish can understand that the parallels in our world and the spiritual, even if we are conscious of them, everything in the physical mirrors the spiritual realm. It's the correlation with your soul and body. Whenever you are feeling joy and happiness on the inside of your soul, it radiates through your facial expressions, your body language, so within and so without. The same as the physical and spiritual realms, I believe we return to the realm of our true nature, like I said. If the physical is an extension of the spiritual. And I think that sometimes, or all the times, or in some people's lives, this spiritual realm, this realm is visible to some people. And some people can see it better than others can. In many cases, I've heard people who have experienced the spiritual realm who have said that it looks just like the physical world. We also see this in our horror films. Let me think of like a movie, Stranger Things, that's pretty popular, where they have this world that's called the Upside Down world, but it's aka the spiritual realm, or some type of realm. But they call it the Upside Down world. And in this upside down world, everything looks exactly the same in the physical realm. It's just that in this upside down world, it's more darker. It's more darker and kind of like just satanic, not like satanic looking, but it's just dark energy, pretty much. That's how it looks. We can connect the spiritual realm with the dream realm. Like I said, they are either the same or one of the same. Because in our dreams, with our eyes closed and we travel, the places that we go look similar to the places that we live or that we visit in the physical realm. When I dream, most of the time, I'm always back here at the place where I stayed. It's either inside or it's outside. And then everything looks exactly the same. And sometimes it looks exactly how I would want it to look. You know, say you have next door neighbors or something, or across the street neighbors or whatever, and you kind of just don't want them there. And it's kind of like when I dream about these neighbors being gone. Their houses are not there in the dream when I dream about it. I'll be going back and forth with the dream realm and the spiritual realm because I feel like it's pretty much the same. If we have to close our eyes to get to these, you don't have to close your eyes to the spiritual realm, but I'm saying, when you're dreaming and you're going to another realm or wherever you're going, you're asleep. Your eyes are not open. So this place has to be. It has to not be far. It has to not, but we don't know it. The spiritual realm may be 6 feet above our head. If you have to bury people 6 feet in the ground, who says that spiritual realm? I mean, that's just what I'm thinking, but yeah. In some cultures, the spirit realm is going through differently, or these are stories that has been passed down about what has been experienced, and they take it as their own. I.e. Christianity describes these spiritual realms as heaven and hell. In Christianity, they believe that there are two realms, heaven and hell, and depending on the life that you live on earth, it depends on whether you go to these two realms. Although I believe there are realms that represent heaven and hell, I can't imagine, considering how massive the universe is, for there to only be two realms that we're only subject to go to. I mean, this is a massive universe. I don't even think that they can even measure how big this universe is. I also think and know that a person who can experience heaven and hell in the physical. You can experience heaven and hell not now. It's not only a realm similar to them, but it's also a state of mind. While one part of the world is abundant and manifesting their asses off, and another part of the world, it could be war and mischief, and that is their hell. I think that there are places that are similar to hell, but I also think there are places that realms that are similar to heaven. But I also believe that we go to different realms based off our true nature. I read something that was on the computer. I forgot the website, but they talked about what happens when you pass away, and so, or when you go reach the spiritual realm. I think it was a Jewish culture. I'm not sure, but they stated that when you first transition, your angels are with you, and if your true nature is not angelic, that some people actually walk away from the angels. And I think throughout your journey, you see your loved ones, but you don't stay with them. You continue to go further and further and further until you reach the place that is your true nature. So if you are more, happy-go-lucky, you're going to find a place that have people that vibrates on that level. If you're more demonic and bad and like beat people up, you're going to find people that are like that. So, and I think that's pretty close as it can possibly get. I mean, I don't think nobody sends us to heaven or hell. I think we choose these places on our own, based on our actions, our deeds, based on the life that we live on earth. So if you heard any of my recordings before, you know that I have experienced the spiritual realm at a young age. Of course, my mom passed when I was 12 years old. But before that, it would be things that would go on, like, seriously, at night, I seriously had a problem with sleeping at night. And when I would be up, you know how the TV would go off. Like, you know how TV would go off, how there would be no more TV. And it was those times when, I lay in bed and I'll be just staring at the frizz that's on TV. And it's kind of like when I'm staring at this frizz that's on TV, it would turn into like, it would be images. It'll be like people, but these people would be like moving around in the TV. They'll be either really, 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 really thin to where you can not see them, but you know they're there, or really, really big. Like, it's just weird. But I knew that was just something weird, and I really couldn't even explain it to people. Another time is when we stayed in this house, which is the last house that we stayed in with my mother before she passed away, or transition. So this house was white. The dominant color was white, but it was white and blue. And when you stand in front of this house, you can see that there's kind of like a bullet hole. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it was on the west side of town, but it was a bullet hole in the front of this house. And like, I'll be in my room sometime. When you walk in, it was like a screened-in porch. So you will walk in, it's the screened-in porch. Then it's the front door. You walk in the front door, and it's the living room. Then on the sides, to the right, it will be a sunroom. And so that's where the bullet was at. Well, that's where you can see the bullet come in through the house. And so my room was, you come through the door. My room was like on the left. And so everybody else's room was in the back. And so I would just be sitting there sometimes. Or it'd be at night, and my grandma, she slept in the living room. It was all my grandma, my mama, and my two brothers. And so my grandma slept in the living room, which was right there. Like, my room was right there. And so I would see this tall man, with a long, with a long coat. But he'll have somebody with him. I don't know if it was a little boy. I don't know who it was, but they'll just be standing in the doorway. And at a young age, I'm not afraid of it, but it's like, okay, why is these people standing in my doorway, and why is nobody, like, why? That's the only question that I had, was why. But it would be a lot of things that went on in that house. Like, when my mom, I don't know how I think my grandma told me, or I heard a conversation, like, when I was younger, I was always around older people. I was always around my grandma, my mom, and I would always listen to their conversations. And so I remember my grandma saying that when my mom passed away, she heard a real loud knock on the window, and it scared her. And like right after that, that's when she got sick. And like, I'm not saying that every time you hear a knock on the window or knock or something, that means death is around the corner. I don't know if that was a warning sign or just the angel of death. I don't know. But she, that kind of like stuck with me after I heard them say it. And so, another spiritual, so I remember when my mom was sick, and I remember it was on a Monday. I think it was on a Monday, or it was during that weekend. She had to get up. She was still sick, but she was getting better than, before. She was actually getting up. And I remember she got up one time to fix the TV. She was really like into things like that, electronics, and she knew how to fix things. And so she got up to fix the TV, and I think before that or after that, she told us about this story or this dream that she had. She was like, it was this lake or something, and she was drowning, and she couldn't, and then this boat came along, and there's people in this boat helped her, and then, but standing around the lake was a bunch of people standing around the lake, just watching her. They weren't watching her drown, they were just basically around the lake. And this boat came from nowhere and helped her out the water and put her on boat. And so while she's telling this story and she's sick, I'm thinking, okay, this story sounds like she's going to be saved. She's going to be okay. She's going to live. And that same day that I went to school is when she passed away. And so while I'm at school, I was standing in front of the school. Now, it was way past after school let out, and I was the last person there. So I knew and I felt something was wrong. Something is wrong. For me to be the last person here and nobody's came yet, my parents wasn't like that. They was there. It's like they didn't play that. And so I knew something was wrong. And so when I was standing there, I know that I saw my mother pass by the gate. It was kind of like, you know when you see something, but you look and you like, it's not what you think it is, and it was. I knew it was her that passed by the school. And so that passed by the gate. And I was like, that looks just like her. And so like a little bit after I seen that, that's when they pulled up. And, they told my principal what had happened. It was a charter school. It was a real small school. And so they told her what happened, and they took her, there, and come to find out she had passed away. And so to this day, I still know for a fact that was her telling me goodbye. That was her walking past the school, letting me know she was leaving. And so another story. Okay, so this was a story when my grandma passed away. So my grandma passed away. I was like 19. I think it was 19 or 20. And so I was 19 or 20, and I had an apartment, but I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Okay, I didn't know how to pay no bills. I didn't know how serious it was to keep your bills paid so that you would not have to stay with people. And I learned that the hard way. Okay, I learned that the hard way. Thank goodness I did learn. So I was there in an apartment, and it was a 2-bedroom apartment, and I was like going through it. I was by myself. The people I was staying with had left, and I had no job. It was nothing in the apartment. It was like no TV. It was like no food and nothing. And so normally I'm not sick. Oh no, let me go back. I did have a job. That's when I first started. That's when I first learned about meditation. when I learned about meditation, I meditated so that I could find a job, so that I can get a job. Because like I said, I was by myself. There was nobody around like that, except for one other person who was there with me. I don't know how the hell we ate, but we always ate, and it wasn't we didn't have nothing, neither one of us. And so, he would come over and spend time with me, and he would just come over, spend the night with me or something, just be there to protect me and just be there because I was there by myself. And so, I remember in this same apartment, I had a dream, and it was right outside the apartment, and all I saw was a bunch of animals, like birds and lions, and like a bunch of animals walking, and I was walking with the animals, and alongside next to me was my mama. And so she walking alongside me, she's saying something, but I don't hear her. And so, but then she handed me this pink blanket. Now, I'm like, okay, now, this pink blanket looks like a baby. And I'm like, okay, a baby. I'm like, Mama, you over there having sex in the spirit? Y'all can have babies over there? I'm like, where did this baby come from? Because I'm in denial. I'm like, where is this baby come from? And why is she giving this baby? So then, I didn't think about nothing about it when I woke up. And so, so I didn't hand to that message or to that sign. And so something else came along. So one of my ex-friends, we're not friends no more, one of my friends, she wanted to go to the clinic to see if she was pregnant. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll go with you, this for fun. So we both took a pregnancy test. Mine was positive and hers was negative. So I was like, no, this cannot be right. And I was like, so then that dream came to my mind, and I was like, that was what the dream was. I was pregnant, and kind of find out I had a girl that first time. So I was like, wow, like she came to me with a pink blanket, and my first child was a girl. So I still believe to this day, once again, that was real, and that was her, giving me that message that I was pregnant. That she came to me every time I was pregnant after that to let me know I was pregnant. And so, there's just like a lot of things that happen that I connect to the spiritual realm. Even around the house, like even me going through the things that I went through, I thought that going through those things, being homeless and being, by myself was so bad, and it really wasn't. And I really grew. I really learned. Like I really walked down the street, with bags and my kids. And didn't even care that cars was passing us, staring at us with all the bags that we had. Like I really didn't care. I was like in another zone. I was in another zone. Like the cars, I didn't care about none of that. I did not care. All I knew is that this was temporary and there was going to be something better. And then, like now that I look back and it's been a year later, I have my own place, even the number of my place is my favorite number. It's even the number that's in my birthday, number 2. My building is number 2. My birthday is September 2nd, another 2. I just think that things happen for a reason, and things happen to push us to the person that Spirit wants us to become. Some things happen, it's just to wake us up. Some people need that push. I'm one of those people that need that push, that need that nudge to get it going, to get it circulating. And some people don't need it at all. Some people are just like that. Another thing is that I don't know if I experienced this when probably other people, I'm sure other people do. I can be around the house, and I'm kind of like a multitasker. I can do so many things at one time. I can literally be teaching and writing and cooking at the same time. Like I can do so many things at the same time. So it's like I will put things, and my kids, they love messing with my stuff. So I put things in certain places where I know it's there. I know why I put it there. I'm making sure it's safe and making sure nobody messes with it. Or I can just put something down and turn around and it's not there. Somewhere things like that has happened. I'm like, okay, now I know I'm not crazy. I know when I sat down and I know where I sat it. So why is it not here? That literally makes me laugh every time, because I know that the spiritual realm is real, and I know that there are spirits that are close to us and that likes to do things like that. I'm gonna tell you, when I transition, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make your ass laugh as much as I did in the physical realm. Because I think that we are the same. We are the same, probably not physically. We don't have a physical body, but I think that our consciousness is the same when we pass over. Say that my grandma, she cursed a lot, and I really think she's still cursing people out on the spiritual realm, like I honestly do. I don't think it's a faraway land. I think it exists simultaneously as we exist in the spiritual realm. A lot of things that happen in our life ties to or is an extension of what's going on in the spiritual realm. That's why you have to be mindful about what you do in the physical realm, how you treat people in the physical realm, how are you talking to people in the physical realm, how are you handling situations in the spiritual realm, how are you manifesting in the physical realm. It all correlates to the spiritual realm. But anyway, I'm so happy that you guys are listening to me or taking the time out to listen to me. I know people have so much to do on a daily basis. I can tell you, I know, because I do. Time goes by so fast, and it seems like you don't have enough time to do something in one day. And that's why I love coming over here talking to you guys and just sharing with you all the things that I've learned on my spiritual journey, and just to invoke some conversations that really aren't talked about a lot. I appreciate you all for listening to me, and I'm going to get into doing your weekly guidance. I hope that you all are enjoying this weekly guidance. Every week is something new that I wanted to start doing for the podcast, just adding some new things. I want to add some more new things just to show off my creativity. I'm going to start doing some reading of my books. Okay, so Spirit, do you have any messages for the collective for November 4th to 2019? I hope that this message is beautiful. I hope that you all are doing your healing and working on yourself, becoming your best version that you can possibly be. Surrounded by people who love you, who are taking care of you, who appreciate you, who is loyal. You know I'm big on loyalty, and everybody does not have loyalty. Let's get this message for November 4th for the collective. And it is retrograde. I think it's over November the 20th. I'm not sure. But it is retrograde. They say not to start anything new during retrograde. But, hey, it's up to you. So our message is prioritize. Focus on your highest priorities, and I will help you get organized and motivated. And that's Archangel Metatron. I'm probably saying his name wrong. But this is a great card to give you a reminder to prioritize, to put things that comes first on that's supposed to come first on your list. Prioritize yourself. Put yourself here first. You should be first on your list of what you should take care of. When you get out of the bed in the morning, do not go looking at your phone first thing in the morning. I'm going to do something on that too, about these cell phones, about staring at them for so long and the damage that it can do So I'm going to do a podcast on that, because that's the first thing we do when we wake up. We literally pick up our phone, probably check social media. That's pretty much what we do. So prioritize. Make yourself a priority. Make yourself a priority. If you don't make yourself a priority, if you don't take care of yourself, you cannot take care of anything else. I don't care how talented you are. I don't care how much money you have. If you don't take care of yourself and prioritize yourself, nothing will get done. Nothing. I appreciate you all so much for listening to me. I hope that everyone enjoy your Monday, enjoy your week, and I will see you again on Friday. And until then, and until next time, my gods and goddesses,